Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds, and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about the importance of sleep, and in particular the techniques of sleep hygiene. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes. I actually have a series there on insomnia. Check out my 2 books, which you can find on Amazon. Check out my podcast. I'm saying check it out a lot. Check out my podcast, The Cinema Rag and The Awakened Man, which you can find on Apple and Spotify. And lastly, if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. All right, so the importance of sleep. We have an episode here on the importance of sleep, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. The importance of sleep in general, but also the importance of sleep vis-a-vis weight loss and weight maintenance. What do we know? Chronic insomnia makes you fat, in addition to shortening your life expectancy, giving you a higher chance of cancer, giving you a harder chance of cardiovascular incidences, higher rate of infections, obesity, and things like that. So chronic insomnia is not good. Now, certainly there are people that have insomnia that they're not wanting to have it. They're not courting it. And then conversely, there are a lot of people who just stay up all night watching Netflix and don't care about their sleep. Now, I understand it when you're a 20-year-old, you can sleep till midnight. But if you're in that latter group and you're not going to bed till late because of Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, or whatever it is, and you're getting 3-4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep, this is going to catch up. Or if you work the graveyard shift, let's say you like that pay differential and you're working the graveyard shift, it's okay to do it for a little while, but that's not something you should do your whole life. So sleep's important. Sleep's important for your weight loss and your weight maintenance. Now, today we're going to talk about sleep hygiene. So sleep hygiene is probably the most well-known technique, you could say, in regards to combating insomnia. Some insomnia is going to be physiological in nature, so like you have sleep apnea, for example, or let's say you just had surgery and you have chronic pain, or you can't move because of injury. That's one thing. We're going to talk about the insomnia that's more the kind of neurotic insomnia. And there's a couple of techniques out there. So CBTI, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, is pretty effective. You can find these platforms, these services, you can even find online, and you can even find ones where therapists, you can talk to therapists about it. And if you're going to go to therapy for CBTI, please pick a therapist that is already well-versed and specializes in the general cognitive behavioral therapy. So CBTI is like a branch of CBT. And CBT, as opposed to something like Freudian therapy or psychoanalysis, is much more effective and it's shorter. With psychoanalysis, you can be in there. I mean, they'll court you to come in like 3 times a week for 20 years. Like my mom used to go to a Freudian therapist. Where CBT is meant to be short term. It's not meant to be long term. And it's essentially about changing your thought process. So go check out CBTI. Now, sleep hygiene. The belief behind sleep hygiene and sleep restriction is simply that let's make things as optimal for you to get sleep. So the straight out easy ones, and these are backed by science, is cold and dark. So you want your room theoretically to be 64 to 66 degrees. We just sleep better when it's cold. Okay, don't kill the messenger. There's that great Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where Larry David, I think it's in the later seasons, he's dating the black lady, and then he's got the roommate there as well, and they have this discussion. It's like, well, we keep the thermostat at 78, and Larry David's like, what? This is crazy. But dark as well. The darker the room, the better. You don't need night lights. You don't need things. You want it pitch black as much as possible. And then don't go to sleep until you're sleepy. I know this. Some people are obviously like, yeah, I'm not going to go to sleep until I'm sleepy, but don't go to sleep until you're sleepy, because if you go to sleep when you're not sleepy, you go to bed, you're less likely to fall asleep. But let's back it up. So let's calm the mind. So in sleep hygiene, it's nothing stressful after, I would say, 8 o'clock, but don't be watching horror movies. Don't be on your phone really, because the phone keeps you in a low level state of vigilance and stress, just getting all the notifications or whatever you're doing on there. So ideally turn off your phone, put the blue light goggles on. A lot of phones already have these, and with television you don't have to worry about blue light because the television is too far away. But if you're on computers or your phone, you need to wear something blue light or put a filter on, because that will trick the body into thinking it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because it's going to be releasing cortisol instead of melatonin. Melatonin is a sleep hormone. You can take a walk, a warm bath, take magnesium supplements, which is a natural sedative. These are all things that are going to set you up, so when you go into the room whenever you're sleepy, to have your best chance of falling asleep. Now, once you go in that cold, dark room after you've drinking your chamomile tea, the key with sleep hygiene is if you can't fall asleep within 30 minutes, go do something else. What you don't want to do is stay in the bed frustrated that you're not getting to sleep, because ultimately you're going to connect stress with your bed, or you're going to connect stress and anxiety with your bedroom. And this is not what you want to do, because then every time you go in there, you're already going to think, I'm not going to sleep, I'm not going to sleep. So really the bedroom should only be for coitus and sleep. So get in the bed, say your prayers, whatever you're doing, and then if you can't fall asleep within 30 minutes, get up. Go do something that's not stressful. So I listen to a podcast at half speed. Now, I'm mad at Apple because Apple used to have the half speed feature. Now it's only 0.75 speed. So Spotify, kudos to you, you have 0.5. Or read a book, a boring book. Or listen to relaxing music. Or go sweep or do just mild chores around the house for a little while until you get sleepy again. Because the longer you do this, you're going to get sleepy. Then go back to the bedroom, try 30 minutes again. Rinse, lather, repeat until you get sleepy. The other thing is you can have a backup room, because if you have a room, especially if it's a loud room, or let's say your spouse snores or whatever it is, have a backup room where you have a bed set up and you can make that room dark and cold, and that can be your backup room as well. But with sleep restriction, the key is don't force the sleep, because all you're going to do is just make yourself anxious that you're not getting to sleep. So if you can't sleep, go do something else. Now, when I tell you to go do something else, don't turn on all the halogen CFC light bulbs you have out there, because they're all emitting blue light. So when you're going to go do something in the middle of the night because you can't sleep, either wear the blue blocking glasses or just have dim lighting. I think salt lamps are great as just natural lighting. You can buy sensors, walking sensors when you walk by that are red light. Red light is another good thing. And just do relaxing things like read a book or a podcast. Those are probably the two I would recommend. There are meditative apps out there that you can do, like ASMR kind of stuff. And if that works for you, that's great. But I would download those. See, the problem with using your phone is that you're going to be tempted to watch a show. See, watching a show is not really a good idea for sleep hygiene. It needs to be something relaxing. So with podcasts, I can download the podcast onto my phone, and I turn off my phone. I put my phone on airplane mode, like at 8 o'clock, 8:30. So you want to download the meditation app, or download the music, or download the Audible, or read a book, or whatever it is. And these things will help you. And there's more to flesh out in sleep hygiene, but really just set yourself up to sleep well. So cold and dark. If you're not one of those who likes a lot of noise, like you hear everything in the house, then have a fan on, like a loud fan. That's fine. And then put yourself in a relaxing mode, and that can be easier said than done, either because you lack the willpower to turn off screens at 8 o'clock, or maybe you just live in a stressful situation. But these are all tips that will help you sleep, and therefore if it helps you sleep, it's going to help you with weight loss and maintenance. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.